Hey guys, it's Edward Ebenezer again from Semani Enterprise Tutors, and thank you for watching another of our video tutorials. Today we are going to be looking at using the nested for loop now to develop an application, and the application we're going to be developing is going to be a times table, a multiplication table. Okay, and we're going to be building it in two phases or two categories. Now the first category is going to be the one that the user is going to input a certain number, and we're going to display the multiplication table for that number. And then we're going to do the second category is going to be where the user will have to supply two numbers, and we're going to display the multiplication table ranging from the first number to the second number. Okay, so what have I done before I started this tutorial? I created a new Java class called range timetable app.java. Okay, so to that effect, first of all, before we can start, we have to understand how the timetable works. Now the timetable, all right, now the second category, we can make it a little bit tricky, where the user would also be able to impute to what number would he like the times table to stop. So he would like it probably to be 1 from number 1 to number 12, from number 1 to number 13 to number 15 to number 16, so even number 20, as much as he would like. Okay, so when we want to start, first of all, we're going to be needing a scanner object. Now the scanner object is used to collect or receive input from the user, so we're going to say scanner. Okay, all right, scanner is scanner now is equals to new scanner system.in. okay, and then first of all, we're going to want to display, I say enter y. Okay, enter s for single, okay, multiplication table, and m, that's for multiple multiplication table. Okay, so what we're going to do is that we're going to use a car. Okay, car, okay, this way, and then we're going to say reply is equals to a scanner dot next dot character at 0. Okay, so we're going to use a switch statement to check that now. Okay, so we're going to say switch. All right, and then okay, so we're going to have two cases. So case y, okay, and then we're going to put the break statement, and case m. Now the y stands for the m imputed by the y. Oh, what we have is s for single, so the s stands for this single. So if the user entered s, if the user entered m, those are the two cases that we're going to have. Okay, and then default. All right, so default break. So if the user doesn't enter s or m, we will then say input not valid. Okay, so that is that about so when you okay, for s is single, so all we'll just do is declare int single more for single multiplication. All right, and then we're going to say single more is equals to, then we'll display something saying system.out.println, and then we're going to display saying enter a single number for its multiplication table. Okay, so single mode is equals to a scanner dot next int. All right, now once we have received the single mole number, I want to call a method saying display single multiplication table, and then we are going to pass the single mul as the argument. Okay, wow, okay, so this would go and then this would be here. So we have to create this method just down here. Okay, so public static void with an integer argument saying number. Okay, so what we're going to do is that we're going to use a for loop in order to print this. So it will be for int I is equals to 0. Okay, so I is less than or equals to, let's just print for 12. Okay, and then I plus plus. Okay, all right, now this way. So one other thing we're going to be needing is we're going to be needing another loop. Okay, so I is so I is equals to 0. No, I is equals to 1 because multiplication number starts from 1. And then okay, so I will be equals to number. All right, and then I is less than or equals to, okay, I is less than number plus 1. Okay, so this will stop at number alone, so we're going to use a nested for loop. Okay, so int j will be equals to 1 because multiplication starts from 1. J is less than or equals to 12, and then we can say j plus plus. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to print out the multiplication table. And then please, if you've not seen my tutorial about nested for loop, I'll be dropping a link below so you can go check it out, okay, and understand what we are doing here. So so this will be the value of I, which will start from number. So probably the user enters 4, so 4 times, then I want to display j, okay, is equals to, then I want to display the multiplication of I times j. All right, now that is all to print the single multiplication table. The other one we are going to have is if the user wants to impute a multiple multiplication table, we're going to be having two values. First is going to be the start, where it's starting from, and then it's going to be the start number and then the end number. So we're going to have something like start number, okay, will be equals to 0, and then we're going to have end number, okay, which is equals to 0. Now once the user inputs right here m for multiple, so we want to display this. So I'm just going to copy this and then change some things. So enter the start number. Okay, so this will be start number, and then enter the end number, and then this will be end number. Okay, so instead of display single multiplication table, this will be display multiple multiplication table. Okay, and then we're going to pass in two variables, which is going to be start number and end number. Okay, so we're going to copy this and then just create the method below. All right, so that will be public static void int start number and int end number. Okay, now what we're going to be needing is something like this. Okay, so this will be equals to start number. All right, and then this will be less than or equals to, okay, end number. All right, so it's going to start from the start number and then it's going to end in the end number. Okay, now I think so just to add a little we're just going to say system dot out dot print line. I'm going to say the multiplication table 4. We're going to add the value of I, and then we're just going to do a little underlining. Okay, so we're just going to have something like this. Alright, so we're going to pick this and then put it right here. Okay, so I think the program is good to go, so let's run and see what happens. Okay, let's go. Run as Java application. Alright, so enter S for single multiplication. So let me enter S. So I want on the 12 times table. Okay, so there you go. The multiplication table for 12, it would be this. Alright, now let's test default entry. So let's enter Q. Say we enter Q. Alright, so input not valid. Alright, so let's try the multiple. M for multiple. I want to start from 1 and I want the multiplication number to end at 13. Okay, so instead of, oh sorry, this should be not +1 but less than or equals to the number. Okay, so if we run it again, so let me just do 1 to 3 so that we can see. So start from 1 and end with 3. Alright, I'm coming. So that's 1. So the multiplication number for 2. So let's just create, to make this a little bit readable, just create this. Okay, so if I run again, so multiple and then start number of 1 and number of 3, but then we're getting to 4. Oh, I put this in a single. Oh sorry, I beg your pardon. So this is normally +1, and then I'll have to move this. I didn't look at the method name correctly, so we should be dealing with this. Alright, so the multiple, then I'll remove that. Okay, so enter M for multiple and start from 1 and end with 3. Okay, so the multiplication number for 1 would be this, for 2. Now you can furthermore make this application, you can turn it into a loop, into a do while loop or a while loop, where the user right here you'll be able to monitor what happens here and then ensure that the user enters a correct value, or right here I beg your pardon, here, to ensure that the user enters the correct reply. Because if the user does not enter a correct reply, what we just do is the default just breaks, you know, says the input is not valid, and then breaks out of the whole thing, and then the program ends. But then you can make this a loop where if the user enters the default value, you can keep doing the do while loop until the user enters, you know, a correct value. So this whole thing will be inside a do while loop, and then we don't have much time to go through that, so you can do that, and then you can see the multiplication table. So this could be further made to allow the user to enter what number he would like the multiplication table to stop, because here by default it stops at 12. So the user might want to enter, probably let it stop at 15 or 30. So if we're going to do that quickly, we'll just copy this and then have another variable that says multiplication limit. Okay, and then we're going to say it's equals to 0. So what we're going to do is enter single, and then we're going to say enter, okay, multiplication limit. All right, now then this will be multiplication limit is equals to, and then we're going to pass in another variable here, and then it will be the multiplication limit. So we're going to have to tweak this a little bit and then say int multiplication limit, and then instead of this to be less than 12, would say it's less than or equal to multiplication limit. The same thing we're going to have to do with the next case, okay, and then we're going to have to pass in the multiplication limit. Then we'll have to edit, okay, the method, and then have multiplication limit. Okay, the same thing we did with the former one. Alright, so let's run that and see if it works well. So we're just going to enter S. I want the 4 times level, and then my multiplication limit should be 15. Okay, okay, the multiplication timetable for 4, and then it's giving us the one of 5. So we change that to less than number, okay, and then we run a standard application. So I want it to give me S, give me the 3 times table, and let the limit be 15. Okay, so that gives us an endless loop. Alright, it's less than or equals to number. Okay, so run a Java application again. S 3 times table 15 limit. Alright, so there we go. Okay, so it gives us the 15, and then this limit also works for it. So if I wanted it to have only 3 times table up to 20, I would go for S. Okay, so I'll drop this off. I would come here, go for S, the 5 times table, I want it up to 20. So guys, thank you for watching. I hope this was able to help somebody have a better idea of the multiple for loops. Okay, so thank you for watching. Please do come back and watch some more. Do not forget, I'm going to have this whole code in my GitHub repository, which I'm going to put below the video, so you can just check it, and then you can copy the whole code and put it in your own ID and tweak as you like. So thank you for watching. Do come back and watch more. God bless you.